Nag Hammadi is a city in Upper Egypt near where Patrikios was based, who you might have come across already, some of you. They were discovered in Egypt in 1945. What they are is 12 codices. There's a picture there of them, and leaves from the 13th. They're all written in various dialects of Coptic, mainly Academic and Sahidic, which is different to the Coptic used in the modern Coptic Church, of course. Most of them date, and this is the important part, from at least the late 4th century onwards. They are translations in some ways of early texts, and there are fragments of papyri which show some of them to be 2nd century. Irenaeus refers to some of these texts and gives us enough of a description to know that these texts were 2nd century, but we have to remember that these actual versions are from the late 4th century, and how they were preserved we do not know. They weren't in one library. They're different scribes, different dialects, so they're clearly not one coherent collection. 52 tractates, 40 of these were previously unknown, 6 were duplicates, so there's more than one copy of what's called the Apocrypha of John, the secret book of John, which is the most important for the major Gnostic, what's called Sethian Gnostic myth. I'll come to what Sethian Gnosticism is. 6 were previously known, such as the Gospel of Thomas, which is the most famous, of course. Most of them are probably translated from Greek originally. The kind of language used in Gnostic texts doesn't lend it. Most of it is Greek loan words, particularly the sort of really highfalutin theological language use of sort of unbegotten. A lot of these really dense theological terms. We'll come to see what I mean, which sort of doesn't lend itself to Coptic, except in the formal words. Most of them were probably written in Egypt or Syria, and there sort of tends to be two traditions. The Syrian tradition is probably the more primitive of the two, and we'll sort of discuss that more. They have genres. These days scholars separate into what they call Sethian Gnosticism, Valentinian Gnosticism, which is the most Christianised form. Valentinus is a figure we'll come across, but Valentinus, the first commentary on the Gospel of John was written by Valentinus. What they put here is uncertain Gnostic writings, Hermetic texts, we're not going to talk about Hermeticism, and non-Gnostic writings, for instance, magical texts. There's lots of sort of spell texts which sort of all fit into this sort of milieu.